Today is April 21st. The Yankees wrapped up a 3-game set in Detroit. They took the first 2 games. They lost the 3rd game. They win the series. They go 500 on the road trip. Their pitching's phenomenal. Their hitting's the opposite. Let's talk about it. Let's talk Yanks, babe. Shit.
Well, shit. What y'all doing?
Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, steam and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these 2 fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake.
Hello, and welcome to Talkin' Yanks, presented by SeatGeek. My name is Jimmy. Sitting next to me is Jake, and BBD is in the corner. BBD, let me know before we started that this is my first series recap out of the new office. So far to start the season, I did 1 at home, 1 in the Bronx office, 1 at my Aunt Carol's house, and now here. So I'm very excited. I wish they won so we could use the red strobe lights and all that, but we will not be able to today. We'll have to use them at a later date. The moods are wild and the tensions are split, and the Yankees are coming back to the Bronx for more games. And if you want to go see them, go to SeatGeek. Use code YANKS for $20 off your tickets at SeatGeek. To get them, download the app, find the best tickets for you. Are you going to a game in this upcoming series? I don't think I am.
I don't. We were talking about Baltimore. We'll see.
Well, not this series.
Not this next series.
Yeah.
No, the home stand. There's a chance.
Yeah.
No, we're watching another dog.
Oh, yeah. Katie wanted to bring baby James to a game, which he doesn't remember it at all.
Well,
like a Sunday day game. Maybe I do that next Sunday.
Maybe.
And then I record afterwards. I don't know. Anyway, Jake, how are you doing?
James, David, everyone live in the chat. I'm doing well, man. I mean, I think there's going to be a couple different groups of people listening to this episode. There's going to be people that want to hear our takes on the Miggy Cab situation. Oh, my God. There's going to be some Yankee fans that want us to be pissed off we lost today. Jim, my last request, and you know this more than anyone, there's 2 things you know. I'm always trying to make jokes.
Always joking.
Number 2, you get what you ask for.
I got what I asked for in a way.
I asked if the Yankees are going to have punty days or do things like that, do it after you've won a series and, earn your rest getaway day. Unfortunately, shut out again. I hate that, but, I think we'll talk about a little bit, probably more than we normally would. Hitting is down across baseball, so it is what it is. The Yankees won a road series against a Tigers team that's better. The first game was an ugly win. At this point, I'm going to breathe in, exhale. It was a road trip. I'm more mad. How about this? I'm more mad we didn't win at least 1 more game in Baltimore than losing today. I'm over it. We're going home. Let's start figuring it out at the stadium.
Yeah, I feel better than I did after the Baltimore series when I was the most down and out and miserable. And there's a reason for that. They won the series, 1. 2, I got what I asked for, man.
Right.
And it didn't help them at all in these 3 games. But I think if they continue to do so, it will.
It could help.
And it could. So if anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, in these 3 games, the leadoff 2-hole, 3-hole, cleanup, and 5-hole hitter were the same all 3 games in a row. First time they did that all season. They definitely like Hicks right now in a leadoff spot. And then they found their balance the rest of the way. And hopefully they stick. And those guys, to get them going and into a rhythm, they just let them show up and be in those spots. Now, there's a lot of factors going into offense. 1, offense has been bad for a little bit now as a collective. And there's some guys really struggling, obviously. But as a collective, the Yankees offense has been bad for about 280 games or whatever you want. What's 162 plus 60? BBD? 242?
222.
222, obviously. Plus, how many games have they played so far?
Nobody knows.
All right.
They're 7-6. That's 13.
So 235?
Yup.
Offense has been bad collectively for 235 games. And that's still a problem.
Right.
Individually, you got some people hitting well, and then you got some people hitting awful. But even Hicks, who's hitting well, can't get a hit with runners in scoring position to save his life. So it's just collectively the offense is bad. But offense is also down across the league. So I have a lot of mixed feelings on it. And I am, for my own sanity probably, Jake, I'm just latching on to some of the better things from a Series 1 on the road.
Yeah, Jim. And I mean, man, I'm gonna chop that up. I'm gonna knock 2020 out. That was just a weird year. And like Stanton was out. The Yankees actually finished first in the AL in OPS that year and first in on base. So like,
well, yeah, but that again, that's not
right. But
it's not indicative. They had players that were good last year.
They had a full last year, and what this year felt like were identical. Like 2020 is its own alien year for a lot of different reasons. And by the way, go click on the Yankees baseball reference from 2020 because they changed everyone's uniforms. So it's like Clint in the Cubs hat, Voit in the Padres. It's just funky to look at. J Happ in a Cardinals hat. But yeah, man, I mean, the offense isn't there. And hey, as we relive game 1, which again feels so long ago, and talk about offense and Garrett, who will be a big conversation. Hey, there's a lot to not like. The Yankees are 7-6. The Blue Jays are 8-5. The Rays are 7-6. The Red Sox are 6-7. Like, it's early in the baseball season, and we're starting to see some of the fluctuations. Like, hey, there wasn't a tougher show on Isaiah Kiner-Falefa than us. And guess what? That dude deserves some love. Sharp defense, and he was hitting a lot. Good. As we're starting to feel out who he is as a player. Does he run hot and cold? We'll see what else it looks like. Maybe he's falling into something. Maybe he's not. But yeah, we're starting to really feel some of the ebbs and flow of the baseball season. And Detroit is a solid baseball team. Like they're going to probably land around 500 this year. I know, it's not crazy impressive, but they're not a bad ball club. To walk away with 2 out of 3 on the road there, like, let's tip our hats. We'll address what we can. The pitching continues to be phenomenal, and we'll go from there.
I'm really searching for, trying to find stats to give to the people on the ball this year.
Ball stats.
I obviously don't have the time to do it or the knowledge. I'm at Dr. Meredith Will's page.
Ooh.
But I do think, because MLB said they're using the deader ball.
Yes.
I mean, they tried to last year, but the batches got mixed, and we had half games with the dead ball, half game with the live ball. And they said that this year they're not the juiced ball, and they're going to the dead ball. And I just, from reading other fans' tweets and stuff, it seems like that's league wide. But I don't have any stats or anything on that, so.
I mean, it seems like a pretty simple formula, right? I mean, everyone points to the weather early in the year, which is kind of funny, and I think there's a little data for that. But hey, pitchers are crazy advanced now. And yeah, there's 2 seasons in recent history with juiced up baseball, so there's a formula there that makes sense pretty quickly.
I think I found some of the stats. On home runs on balls in play percentage, or balls in the air percentage, 2017 it was 4.5%. 2019 rather, the juice ball year jumped up to 5.2%, and it's 3.9% this April. Those are all April numbers specific.
Oh, April numbers only.
Yes, sorry.
So it's down across the league.
From juice ball year, it's down 1.3 full percent.
Okay. Something to note, I guess.
Some balls,
among
some
balls
shifts,
in the air.
pitchers are good. Yeah. Short spring training, I don't know. Say another thing that's a factor. Hair?
2 Yankees got the vaccine.
Yeah.
So they were weaker if it affected them.
Sure. I'm
Humidors this year.
humidors this year, another H
I
word.
think Judge got it, and that's why he said the Baltimore series.
There's a little piece of me that thinks it was a lie that Heyman got, and the Yankees are going to go to Toronto still, and there's going to be two guys that are like, oh, they got banged up, and they're not going to play in Toronto.
I mean, be Judge.
Could be him, could be someone else. We'll see.
Well, that'd be bizarre and bad. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't like that premonition by you.
Was not a premonition. I'd like you to take back the P word.
What is it then? A guess?
Yeah, it's just Heyman. It's a weird thing. It was a weird tweet.
Okay.
We'll see.
Boone said it as well.
Right.
Yeah. All right. You want to get into the burns?
I think so.
First burn brought to everyone by Muggsy Jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Have we done a Muggsy Jeans ad on Talkin' Yanks?
Last week.
Oh, okay. Because it's sincere.
Yeah.
I'm wearing them right now. Today, I had a morning off, per se. So I slept in till 7:45. Huge. Awesome. And then I didn't have to do the pregame show until whenever. And I had an open schedule, and I took my, I think, like a 4 pairs of Muggsy Jeans because they sent us some for the ads. And I got them to the tailor to get them hemmed because I have like 4 pairs, and I only wear one right now because I need them hemmed because I'm short. And that is just to let you guys know that I only wear Muggsy Jeans. They feel like sweatpants. Tried to put real jeans on the other day or other jeans, and it's just like crusty and heavy. So I am a Muggsy Jean enthusiast. And that's as honest as I can be with you. If you want to check them out, go to Muggsy.com. Pick up a pair of the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. That's Muggsy.com for 10% off your entire order using promo code YANKS. Free your balls with the most comfortable jeans on the planet at Muggsy.com and use promo code YANKS for 10% off your entire order. Muggsy.
And his Muggsies.
In my Muggsy. All right. Let's burn game 1. Jesus, I don't want to, but let's do it. And here he goes. Burn, Dick, burn!
Nothing like an April trip to beautiful Detroit, Michigan to play 3 versus the Tigers. Tyler Alexander Hamilton, he takes his shot versus New York as Garrett J. Cole tries to work out his early season struggles. Top 1 bases hucked for the struggling Yankees offense. Donaldson with the drive. It is high. It's very high. It drops between the pitcher and the catcher. A 2-run scoring error. We will take it. The nobility from Aaron Hicks. He sacrifices himself for the team. It's 3-0 pinstripes. But bottom 2, Garrett Cole with more walks than good weather day at the 55-plus community. 4 walks and 2 earned runs lead to him getting pulled. Luckily, Clarke makes sure he doesn't completely Schmidt the bed. 3.1 shut piece as the Yankees bullpen continues to dazzle. Top 9, DJ 26 shows incredible fortitude with his RBI single for what would be the final score, 4-2. Garrett to Clarke to Wandy to Clay to Castro to Chapman. Yanks take game 1 in Detroit.
Way to go, Jake. Way to go.
Okay.
Way to go, the Yanks. Way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. They won because of wind-blown ball. Actually dropped into the pitcher's glove.
Yes.
But he just didn't squeeze it because he didn't know that was happening.
Right.
I think there's some awards that are going to be given out, so I don't want to talk about those in this portion of the episode. I don't know. Do you have anything? Do you have any pitching decisions here? They bring Chapman back in. He locks it down. I don't think that's a decision. Obviously, he's still the closer right now, so you're going to use him.
Quick inning from him, 9 pitches, 1 strikeout.
Castro gets the 8th. Holmes the 7th with Laza and Chad not available, I think.
Understand some of the mixed emotions because obviously those first 2 runs scoring on, basically a major league, little league play. But, Hicks getting a sac fly, sac fly is underrated. Ask our guy Joe's about it. DJ getting another run in the 9th. Those are 2 nice things. If your offense has a tax on an insurance run, that's always good because that probably means you're winning. And if you get a sac fly, that means you had a piece of situational hitting, which, we are critical on our team when they don't do that. So there's some of that. And then, yeah, man, it's, again, like you referenced, we'll probably talk about it later, everything outside of our $300 million ace being bad was kind of fun. Obviously the hitting's still slow, but...
Yeah, only 6.
1 for 13 runners in scoring position.
Yeah, the offense was pretty brutal this game.
I guess I just expect that at this point.
Offense was pretty brutal up against Tyler Alexander for 1, Ronnie Garcia, Will Vest, Willie Peralta, Jacob Barnes, Alex Lang, Michael Fulmer, Joe Jimenez. Gauntlet of guys.
It's tough to do that in baseball anymore. These guys... I think back in the day, if you said we saw 8 guys out of Detroit's bullpen, you'd say, oh, my God. But, Will Vest actually looked pretty gross. Peralta. It still stands, but bullpen days across any team in baseball aren't what they used to be,
I get it, but none of them knew it was their pitcher came out, then their next pitcher got injured. So, Yankees bullpen did the same thing, but the offense is still very bad here.
Yeah, that's kind of the theme. So it's how much do we want to harp on that? IKF with a good day, 2 hits, 2 swipes. It was the first time someone did that since Cameron Maben. Is that what they said on the broadcast?
Maybe.
I think they said that.
And Hicks stole as well, which led to the insurance run at the end.
Rizzo stolen base. Might hear more about that.
Awesome. Yeah, 1 for 13 with. Runners in score position, 11 men left on base. 2 out RBI. Is that always in this little area of the baseball reference?
I don't know. That looks new. The way it's written out looks new, too.
2 out. They are now tracking 2 out RBIs.
Good.
DJ LeMahieu had one.
So, yeah, 0 for 12 until DJ with the insurance one. So
damn.
But, yeah, it's just the current offensive bar is set pretty low. If this was talking Tigers, 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position.
Bad defense from them.
Yeah.
Let's go to game 2, which is a little better and probably the more fun one.
Shall we?
Shall we? Can you ever remind us what happened in game 2 of this series, Jake, please?
How about a little 2017 AL East pitching matchup? E-Rod at his new digs in Comerica versus Yankees ace Luis Severino as they try to win game 2 and the series. Bottom 2, Victor Cruz Reyes. Whoa, talking Giants. Big week coming up. Check him out. RBI single for the Tigers. Outfielder makes it 1-0. Here comes the judge. Little double. Anthony Rizzo chops home Higgy on the ground out. It's 2-1 Yanks. Make it 3. Buonanotte. Tony Meatballs with his 4th on the year. Sevy was battling. 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, but only 1 earned run. It's not easy being green, Chad Bro. He gives up 2 to lock it up at 3s, but Yankees go alphabet soup to take the lead. SSIKF RBI. DJ, like an annoying salesman, back-to-back games with the insurance run. Pitching goes Sevy to the Greasers.
Oh.
Chad, Johnny, Clay, Chappie. Yanks win 5-3 final.
The Greasers are back.
Hey, Chad, Johnny, Clay, Chappie.
Wow.
I think Clay felt borderline last year, but Clay, I think we all agreed, there's a greaser named Clay.
Yeah, Clay plays.
Yeah. Clay.
Clay can go a lot of different ways. It's a versatile name.
Yeah.
Because the 50s really twisted it up a little bit, you know?
They twisted up the whole thing.
A lot of Clay Juniors and Clay Seniors.
Shake it
50s
up,
to 70s, different guys.
Clay.
Just different guys.
Clayton. Clay.
So in this game,
yeah.
Gallo sits because they sat Glaber game 1. Gallo sat game 2. He doesn't get the pinch hit. Donaldson DHs. Sevy pitches. Are you going to talk about Sevy later? I may. I don't know. I haven't decided.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't
All right,
decided.
not sure. He doesn't know. I don't know. Judge plays center field over Hicks, who plays left field. We talked about that on the pregame show twice now. We've never had that conversation on an actual show. It's of note for me.
It's of note, but Joey Gallo does come in as a defensive replacement late in this game. He plays left, Hicks in center, Judge in right. So I think that shows they still believe that's their best defensive outfield.
Yes, which just blows my mind. If it was Gardner, does Judge play center over him? And
I think so.
Judge just can't play left? Like, I don't...
I mean, Judge probably played center with Gardner and left, no?
Maybe. I guess so. I don't know. It's just...
I get why it seems weird, because you're right. Aaron Judge doesn't play left field.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
We don't know if it's him or the Yankees or what, but Aaron Judge doesn't play left field.
They just don't want to do it. So, like, usually it's like you're a corner outfielder. He's not. He's a right fielder and a center fielder. He doesn't play left.
He don't play out there.
He doesn't play out there.
Yet. But probably not.
Yeah, yet. Yeah, some scary stuff. Chad ties it. But then the rest, Laza and Clay looked great. And Chappie comes in again. He doesn't look as sharp, but the defense helps him out, and he gets out of it. So you also have the fielder's choice to take the lead in the 8th inning. I think it's a good game. I really like this game. I guess I could talk about it now because the offense can't hit homers, and homers are down across the league.
Right.
And I said it on my post-game recap. This game doesn't happen last year. This was the first game where I felt like, okay, the new personnel won us a game in a different way that we could not have done last year. I truly believe it, and this isn't an every game strategy. I'm still worried about the offense that need to hit home runs.
Yeah.
But to be able to do this on nights when you can't, and the Tigers couldn't field a single ball, and the Bronx Bombers become the Bronx Bunters, was nice. Because is Voit laying down a bunt? Is Gary laying down a bunt?
Can't.
Is Gio laying down a bunt? Are they
Tried once or twice, but no.
Are they stealing or going in motion or putting action out there? No. So it was this was the first display of the new guys changing that dynamic. Also, DJ is back right now, and he's a bat-to-ball guy. Rizzo is just a high IQ player that'll take the extra base. Kiner, another 2 hits for him. And then you had the Tilo get second on the bunt by Glaber. And you had other bunts and stuff. And it was just like, all right, they manufactured runs here.
And by the way, it deserves to be said, all of that is right. And you're right. I mean, Glaber bunting, everyone bunting. Tilo on pinch running. We like that. Rizzo, who I think is going to get more love this episode, Rizzo had the only home run this whole series, both sides. So, yes, the Yankees had a new formula that they executed, some good hitting by them, another 2-hit game from IKF. But, yeah, I mean, shout out Rizzo with a double and a homer. I mean, literally compared to anybody else on the field this series, he had a lot more pop than anyone. But yeah, no, I think the phrase I said to you guys, and you guys said it back, the Yankees won this game. Game 1 of this series, with the pop-up, the Yankees got to win. Game 2 of this series, the Yankees won.
Mm-hmm.
And that felt good. And Sevy, let's be honest, Sevy battled. I mean, 7 hits in 5 innings. That's kind of nuts in today's baseball, but he was fun, man. His emotion, his energy, so yeah. Clay Holmes, dude, what the hell?
He's awesome.
A horse. See his legs? I think he went tighter pair of pants.
Maybe just started eating more yogurt.
It's not Canely, but you're a 6'5".
It's not Canely.
I think we all agreed it's not Canely.
It's not Canely.
He's a 6'5", 250 guy that was wearing tight pants. And it wasn't bad,
Interesting. What about his teeth?
It's a nice smile, right?
Tighter than these pants from last year?
Let's see. Yes, I think so.
Okay. And you don't think
Because there's a little ripple in
you think he went down a pant size or he went up a leg size?
I think he went up a leg size. I think he's a worker.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because that's what we heard. He loves all the analytical and the lab stuff. So I think he's like, okay, I will get stronger. I will do what Matt Blake says to do, and I will pitch better. And it's been happening.
Matt Blake. He liked a tweet of mine yesterday. I didn't know.
Hello.
I didn't know we were doing that.
Matt Blake.
Matt Blake. Matt Blake.
All right. Think there's a Blake Matt out there?
Yes. I think there's a Blake Matthew.
But Matt, like, is the last name M-A-T-T a last name?
Probably.
Probably, right? A lot of names.
Wilder things have happened.
Do you really think so?
Yeah. I'm gonna lock that in.
Okay.
Hey, let's go to game 3.
Okay.
That I predicted would be the shortest game of the season.
Yeah, you might be right.
And I got it right. Maybe.
Plaque worthy if it stands.
Oh, wait. I meant shortest game of the season so far. I didn't say it was the shortest game of the season the whole time.
Oh.
I never,
Then right.
Yeah, I would not.
I thought you were putting the chips in.
No.
Because that would have been pinned.
That would have been bold. No, I just meant it's going to be the shortest game we've seen so far.
Okay.
I got it right.
Okay. Then you got it right. But
Yeah,
it's
not a plaque worthy.
You had a chance to.
I never wanted a plaque.
You wanted a plaque. Yankees are naked with their broomsticks as the full Monty tries to complete the sweep versus the Tigers, with Big Mike Pineda trying to protect their blind side. This game was gross, man, especially when Robbie's RBI double was the only scoring through the first 7 innings. 1-0 Tigers. Whoa, oh my God, controversy. They walk Miggy Cabs instead of giving him a chance at his 3,000th hit. And it doesn't matter because Austin Meadows still being a pest against the Yankees. A 2 RBI double? Bloop. 3-0 Tigers. It would stay that way. The Yankees stopped doing their offensive stuff fully. Day game Yanks. They lose 3-0, but they still take the series 2-3.
They don't win on getaway day. That's the Yankee way.
They don't win day games in 9 innings. Jimmy's got stats sometimes.
Yeah, that was just Sundays. I bet if I did series
Work
enders.
in the week, you're still fine.
Yeah.
We'll get that tweet will come out at a later date.
That tweet will come out at a later date. Yeah, man. I don't know. I fully expected this game to kind of be exactly what it was. So It was exactly what it was. I thought they would win, but I thought they would win 2-1.
They kind of had it set up. Top 8, bases loaded.
Yeah, Judge gets completely pitched around to bring Rizzo to the plate, and he's just trying to put the ball in play there and force the issue, which worked for him the game before.
Right.
They get the easy out. Nice play by Soto. Not an amazing play, not a highlight play, but you see pitchers mess up that play.
You can mess up that play.
And then Stanton with the first pitch, ground out to first. So that was kind of the game. Hicks struggling with runners in scoring position, as is the whole entire team. But Monty looked good. I think we may have learned Castro might not be 2-inning guy, maybe like Betances.
Yeah.
And that didn't seem necessary. If we're talking about decisions, didn't seem necessary to do that.
Completely agree. And I'd have to check his history, but seems like exhibit A for 1-inning guy.
Yes. He's got control issues already. He gets you through the 1, and he's so down on the chart.
Right.
That I don't think I would have went to him a second inning. And then he loads the bases. They bring in Litke. They get the soft contact, turn the nice double play. That was a good play. And then the righty comes up, one of the best righties in the history of the baseball. Guy's got 2,999 hits.
Yeah.
Yanks say, no thanks.
Good on that.
We're trying to win the game here. There's a lefty up next, and we have a lefty on the bump. Take first, Miggy. Smart baseball move. If 3,000 hits wasn't on the line, and they don't do this, people would say you're dumb.
Right.
Like, come on, guys, you're dumb.
Try to win the game.
Especially because Miggy killed him by putting the ball in play.
Yeah.
The series. So, yeah, awesome move. I love that they booed that too. Detroit fans paid to see 3,000 hits, so they boo their butts off.
Everyone was right. It's one of these weird things that in today's society, between the internet or whatever it is, like everyone can't be right. Everyone's right. The Yankees should have walked Miggy Cabs with Licky out there and first base open with a lefty on deck. Tigers fans, I would have been booing my dome off, man. And that's not a phrase I've ever said.
You've been on a booing my dome off phase.
If I had paid a ticket to go watch that game, a day game in Detroit, probably skipping work. And that's fine. To see Miggy Cab's 3,000th hit, and that gets taken from you in like the coolest situation of the game. Like runners on, like tight 1-0 game, the momentum's going back and forth a little bit. Yeah, I would boo my gourd off, and I don't like saying that.
Gourd or dome?
What?
Either way, it's off.
Same letters.
Yeah, so then the Yanks lose. They can't hit it all.
Can I ask you a question? Serious question.
This is a serious question?
Yeah. Fuck. It's tough for me, so I'll make it a joke.
No, I want the serious version.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh,
I got to get in the mode here.
Okay.
Please.
Getting in the mold here.
Yeah.
Oof.
Okay. I'm ready for your question.
You're ready now. You're going to keep the rain going.
Building an atmosphere here.
Would you rather Miguel Castro comes out for... These are your only two options. Miguel Castro comes out for a second inning, or Marinaccio pitches the second inning. Sounds like a rainy day hit and run.
Yeah, it was. Castro.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, in that situation, maybe after this,
Right.
actually, I'd still give it one more try. Castro second inning over Marinaccio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I guess the only other way I could spin that is that if the Yankees really wanted, you have Licky just start the 8th, and then if you get through that, you're home. But Reyes, Grossman, Scope, I don't know.
I also don't know.
Yeah.
Didn't seem necessary.
Yeah, I guess if you're gonna bring Licky in later that inning,
Then just bring him in.
start him that inning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm also not like incredibly hot about it. But
We're still discovering things.
we're still
Had
discovering.
Miguel Castro gone too shutty, we'd been like, how about Miguel Castro?
Yeah, I don't want it to burn us again.
Right.
Yeah. Like eventually, back in 2018, we were screaming like, dude, Dallin is a one inning guy.
Yeah.
Please. And it took them half a season. It was Boone's first season, I think. And it took them so long to figure that out.
And that's I'm not necessarily one and done, but if Miguel Castro comes in a 2-run 6th inning against Baltimore this year and he pitches 2 innings, I'll say, cool. Keep that option stretched out for when you need to save an inning. But if you get burnt by it again, that's kind of like this guy's been a 1-inning reliever, I'd say most of his career. I'd have to look up the numbers.
You'd have to look it up.
Have to look up the numbers.
I believe that the first inning he pitched was a 9-pitch inning, so if there's a time to try it.
Any thoughts on the lineup here? Like they kept the 1 through 5 the same.
Well, we should probably have the Donaldson conversation because that's...
Yeah, I was going to save it for an award because there's so much info
If you
around
want to
it.
save it for an award, that's fine.
Yeah, because
Okay.
then I got to think of another award, kind of.
Then maybe the other thing here is that Glaber sits
Twice.
Marwin gets the start, and it's something that I very much believe in baseball. If you're going to have a bench player, like kind of the minimum requirement is that guy's got to get a start like every other week. Like that's minimum. Like if you're going to be on the bench and you want a guy to actually like be attuned with your team, you kind of have to do that. So I would have considered doing DJ at third and Glaber at second to try to, I'd rather find out if we can spark Glaber in any way than get Marwin his kind of, you're a bench guy, you get a start. But at the end of the day, it's not like Glaber had earned it. So at the end of the day, I just shrug and like, all right, Marwin looked fine on defense, and I don't expect anything else from him, really.
Well, Glaber's best attribute right now is a push bunt. So
yeah.
And the worst part about that is that's how Glaber feels.
Yeah.
Like right now, it seems like coming to the plate, hoping a bunt is all he has to do, because he's like, I can at least do that.
We got potential for a couple late sparks, Gallo, Donaldson, and Glaber.
Now, are you upset they pinch hit Donaldson and the rest in this game? Like the same sentiment? Because I kind of go for like, that's for the top 5 guys for me. Now, Donaldson's a different question, and I'm getting to it in the awards.
He's going to get to it in awards, people. Stay turned.
Stay turned. Always stay turned. I think we're good.
I'm fine with it.
You want to go to Pride?
Man, the offensive box scores from this series are atrocious.
Yeah.
Atrocious. I think we go to Rouge.
Okay. Let's pivot to awards, which are brought to you by Cushy Dreams.
Oh.
Stress, anxiety, sleeping problems, trouble quieting your mind. These are common problems. I have the trouble quieting your mind.
Yeah, I've
bad,
seen
like
that.
really bad.
You believe that.
But they don't have to be so bad thanks to Cushy Dreams. Cushy Dreams specializes in high-quality legal cannabis, smokable CBD, and smokable Delta-8 THC. You know Brick and Mortar Weed just opened up in New Jersey today? Pretty cool. CBD has been shown to help with anxiety, depression, inflammation, and pain relief without the high. And Delta-8 is similar, but with some added euphoria. Whether you want to smoke beautiful bud or pre-rolls, Cushy Dream has you covered. Their popular pre-roll joints are rolled in organic hemp paper and feature an even slow burn. Flour is available in 1/8 ounce nitrogen-sealed cans and now humidity-controlled half-ounce and full-ounce Mylar bags. They offer both indica and sativa, and April is when baseball starts, and it's also 420. That was yesterday, so this month, let's celebrate, and you get 25% off your next order with promo code YANKS. KUSHY dreams.com. 25% off your next order at checkout if you use promo code YANKS. Smoke your CBD and Delta 8 with promo code YANKS and get 25% off today. Awards.
Cushy Dreams. Awards.
Jake, you get to go first.
Really?
Yeah, you're heathen.
Are we doing Pride of the Yankees?
It is the first.
I feel like that's the first thing we do.
The first award that we give out usually is
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
Dude, I am so happy.
you have someone you like.
I thought I was second.
No, dude.
And I get it now because of the heathen stuff.
Oh, my God. Don't be so hard on yourself.
I take it back. Gone. Jimmy. You know I've been letting my freak flag fly lately. The Italian flag. Anthony Rizzo. We've been joking around here. There's what was it? An old Lou Gehrig clip? Or is a player's ball player?
We listened to it on Talkin Yanks in the offseason with Joe's.
Was it that spring training episode?
It was spring training episode. No. It was we did a whole episode on Bill Dickey.
Bill Dickey.
Yeah.
Anthony Rizzo is a player's ball player. Jim, it's one of those things that if you're a true baseball fan and you're talking to someone that's not a baseball fan, you could come off sounding like such an asshole. Because the little things that Anthony Rizzo does are so, so beautiful. Whether you want to start with the hit by pitch and just his willingness to take that and run like he never felt it to first base, the defense at first base, the picks, the footwork. It's a level of artistry. Running the bases. Anthony Rizzo is not fast. He runs the bases well. He runs the bases aggressively, which you have to respect. And in his time with the Yankees, we heard from Cubs fans that it was kind of over-aggressive at times.
Well, they said he was fast, and it's like he's still not fast. He's just smart.
We haven't been burnt by it at all.
Minimal.
I was trying to think when who was the last, like, have the Yankees had
A smart baseball player?
the aged veteran that would take a stolen base if the pitcher was sleeping?
I mean, you're going to hate this answer, but Posada would do it like 3 times a year.
I love that answer. Posada's just the craziest MFer on the bases ever and one of the worst base runners I've ever seen. But no, that's a great example.
Yeah.
Like Albert Pujols. Who do you got, Beebs?
I feel like I can picture Headley doing it.
Oh,
He might have mixed a couple.
don't
in.
get me emotional. The point is, Albert Pujols just went on a 13 straight stolen base streak because he's so old and slow that they didn't keep an eye on him, that if you're a smart baseball player, you can steal a bag. Anthony Rizzo stole 2 bags this series?
Yeah.
Who's faster, Stanton or Rizzo?
Rizzo.
You think so?
The way they run.
Straight sprint?
I
like,
mean, but
Stan in the outfield can still
doesn't-
run.
But he doesn't do that.
But that's kind of the point, and that's kind of what I want to say about Rizzo and why it's all so beautiful. Everything he does on a baseball field, contact hitting, power hitting, base running, defense, it's all just a beautiful, beautiful brand of baseball that, like, I am starting to fully believe when Rizzo came over and he dominated that Marlins series, and we're like, dude, this guy, he just won us. Did he win us 3 games? Did we sweep the Marlins?
I think we swept that series, yeah.
And then he got COVID, and I mean, talk to anyone you know that had it. Like, the effects of that wear you out and make you tired and everything.
I was tired when I got COVID.
And, you know, some people lose taste for months and stuff. Like, there's some weird stuff. Who knows?
I got my taste back.
Anthony Rizzo looks incredible. And some of the weird stuff from last year, I think we can now chalk up. It was weird. Like the defense. Anthony Rizzo's not going to keep a 1 OPS the whole season. But, man, he is incredible. I think there's some leadership stuff that the Yankees clubhouse needed that he can provide. If you can't tell, I've fully drank the Italian Kool-Aid.
Well, I'm with you. I just don't think we've had a high IQ player that is looking to always do more.
Take advantage.
Like we've had, like, okay, so here's an example, and I don't mean to throw Hicks under the bus. Hicks has, at the end of last year, the start of last year, and this year, been like hustling and wanting to do more, and want to run and take the extra bag, but he gets thrown out because he just doesn't choose the right times, and he's just not amazing at it. Judge plays a very conservative brand of baseball because he's been injured, and he told everyone that he's going to kind of like take care of himself so he can play all season.
And it's someone makes sense.
He's 6'7", he's a giant, and he plays the outfield. And I think the Yankees, and I know the Yankees have said, like, don't get hurt running the bases on us.
And I thought you might say, for the stolen base example, you can almost say Judge. Like, Judge, quote-unquote, picks his spots.
Yes.
But that's, yeah.
Judge is fast.
Right, but he strategically picks his spots for everything you just mentioned.
Yes. But we haven't had, like, a high IQ guy like Rizzo. I mean, I can't. You got to go back to Jeter. Damon was pretty high IQ player.
As far as like lineup,
But those guys also had speed. But just like
it was going just off.
the game moves slower in their head than other people on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he came over, we mentioned it. Like Cubs fans, I feel like they gave us a scouting report. Like, yeah, once a month you get burned by it a little. It is worth it for everything else. Like he had the running into a ball in Baltimore, and it was like, it was in front of you. You got a little aggressive there, and I think he got thrown out of the plate once this year already by a decent margin.
Right.
It's like yeah, you get one of those every now and then. Well worth it for all the other times. He just picks his spot perfectly.
And by the way, I mean, there's some people that are listening to this and maybe think Jimmy throwing the J word out there is a little blasphemous. Jeter. But how do you think Chicago Cubs fans talk about Anthony Rizzo?
Well, I was just talking about someone who's a high IQ.
I know,
I'm
but
not
like
comparing him to Jeter's entire.
But it's the emotion and it's the feeling a little bit of someone that does play the game so right that. And by the way, you know, he got the Cubs fans the whole curse lifted and stuff like that. Like they love that guy. So I'm starting to fully appreciate it. and I was hoping I would. Like, that was one of the things coming into this year that was definitely like, hey, we could love Anthony Rizzo. And some of the things that were question marks, equidistant to us saying some of the problems with the Yankees we hate because they're the problems from last year. All of the stuff that I needed quelched with Rizzo, completely quelched. He's awesome.
Okay, you're in.
In.
He's your pride of the Yankees.
He's my pride. Now you give yours.
I give him my pride. My pride's easy. I wonder if you had him lined up for it too.
I think so.
It's Luis Severino.
Oh, I did not.
Oh. Mine's Luis Severino.
Okay.
Has he already gotten a pride this year? I don't care, man. After that Cole start,
yeah,
and I love it more that Sevy didn't have his stuff and he didn't have control, and the same things that were, you know, as far as we know, were plaguing Cole. We're plaguing him. He had bases loaded. He was in jams. He didn't go 3-2 changeup and 2-2 curveball and hunt the strikeout. He said, I'm going to fill the zone. And ball goes in play, Kiner grabs it for an out. Then he gets Tucker to strike out. And later in the game, he comes out, balls are in play, he's getting outs, lets the defense work for him. It's kind of why sometimes I get frustrated with strikeout pitchers. Like, Cole, you had decent enough stuff to let him kind of hit it. Instead, you walked everybody.
Right.
Because, I mean, I made the video calling all of Cole's pitches because that's how obvious, and we've talked about that. So after Cole, I thought it was awesome to see Sevy, first Yankee pitcher to get a win. He could have gone another inning. They pulled him early. Again, he got in jams. He worked out of it. He wasn't sharp. He got through it. He's screaming on the mound. We have a number 2 right now, or at least he stays healthy and keeps going. I'm really feeling good about Sevy this year. And that is, like you say, Rizzo's a good feeling on offense. We're clinging on to the new and like the different. If Sevy is good throughout the year and stays healthy and can do that and battle, I really like it. Like I said, everything that was frustrating about Cole Star, and we don't know really what's going on, obviously, but what was plaguing him, same stuff. Sevy didn't have control, man. He didn't get any swings and misses.
Yeah.
And what did he end up with? Five innings pitched, 1 earned run?
5 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 7 hits. Like, he was...
The defense bailed him out that 1 inning. Stan throws him out at third, and then
the base runner.
The base runner.
Take it.
Take it over 4 walks in a row.
Yeah. No, it's straight battling. I say it too much. It drives our audio folks, our people that edit Blitzball nuts because I say it so much. But it was battling all game. And yeah, man, it's his energy is just so different. You know, the big yells, and he has that final inning where he looks great and he asks for one more. It's like everything. That's everything you want from your guy. And then, yeah, I mean, it sucked for a little bit that they don't give him the one more and then Chad gets hit. Tough timing there for everyone. But, yeah, man, I mean, kind of what you're saying, like, this wasn't a clean start from Sevy, and we get 5 innings, 1 earned run. So there's going to be...
Exactly. That's my point.
On the horizon, there's going to be Severino 7 innings pitched, 12K days, and that's pretty exciting
And, like,
stuff.
that's check it off the list. Okay, can Sevy deal? We've seen him deal. He was really good against the Blue Jays. Can he pitch?
Right.
Yes, he pitched this game.
It's kind of the David Cohn. Like David Cohn says it on the broadcast. There's like 3 games a year you have your best stuff and you feel incredible. There's 3 days a year you got nothing, and then everything else in between. And, you know, for Sevy, I mean, I guess we'll find out as we go, but I think we could look back at this and, you know, if Sevy pitches 30 starts this year, I feel like pure stuff-wise and how he feels, this could be like a bottom 10 start for him, and he still got through 5 innings, 1 earned run.
Exactly.
Ed Zachary.
You always bring him into this shit.
Sorry.
All right, now for the less fun conversations.
You Yankee motherfucker.
You get to go first, and this is interesting.
This is interesting, isn't it, dude? My Yankee MFer. How do I want to wiggle through this?
I mean, I got
Jim?
I got 3 in my head.
There's a couple. There sure are a couple.
I got one that's a definite. The other two, like, I don't think. So there's one guy, if you don't say him, my hands are tied and I have to.
Right. I think I have my guy.
There's two others that.
I think I have my guy, and unfortunately for him, it's because he hasn't been the ire of everyone's MFers at home. I'm going Stan.
He was one of the three I had.
I'm going Stan. Stan is in a little bit of funkaroo right now. He is, when you include today's game, so he was 0 for 4 today. Who's a math guy here? So 12 plus 5 is 18. So I think he's 1 for his last 18. I think if you go into the Baltimore game before that, you can make it like a 1 for 20, something like that.
He had a hit in the middle Baltimore game, if that's the question.
Right.
That's the hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know.
3 hits before that one.
Stanton runs hot and cold. We know this. We've seen it. We're fine with it. Like, again, you've heard all of us saying you should like Giancarlo Stanton. I think it's 1 for 20 now. I think that's as far as you can get with it. And Jimmy, it kind of what made me go over the top with it, like you said, in that 8th inning, Judge gets straight pitched around, which was kind of like, okay, you know, we'd rather go Rizzo than Judge. It ends up working out for them there. And then after you got Rizzo, Stanton has low-key been a black hole. His batting average is down to 216. His OPS is 579. He's just gotten covered up by some of the other guys that are getting big-time MF'd, rightfully so, by a lot of Yankee fans. So I'm going Big G, man.
Okay. Big G it is. He was on my list.
No walks either.
Yeah, I said on the pregame show, it's really weird. Did he strike out today?
I think 1.
So, yeah, I think he's at 19 strikeouts and 1 walk, which that's weird for him.
That is. You're right. No, but I was going to give it to G in, like, a motivational way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, G hears me, and he's like...
I guess I'll ask it this way. Are you worried about him?
No.
Okay.
No, Stan's streaky. We've seen this. I talked about it on today's pregame show. Like I hoped he got a hit or a walk, and that transitioned him into the Cleveland series, and we'd say, okay, Giancarlo went 5 for 11. Because you know he just has that in the tank. So, yeah, we'll see. No, and Giancarlo, if he was hearing this, I think he'd give me a little like push on the chest. It's like,
shut up.
Like, you're not wrong.
Shut up, short stuff.
And then he'd go out in Cleveland. He'd go 5 for 11, and then he'd give me a real push on the chest. And he's like, you like that, though, right?
Yeah. I think you would do that. You like that, though, don't you?
Who are you going with?
Gallo. I mean,
Yes.
that's the must. So I had 3 guys. Stan was iffy. I mean, Gallo's the must. Yeah, Gallo's been bad, man. I mean, as bad as a Yankee start we've seen ever for a guy to get this many at-bats. Since Talkin Yanks, this has to be the worst start to a season we've seen an everyday player have ever. Chris Carter was better than this. Jay Bruce last year was better than this. Is there any? I mean, it's the worst first 4 series, 12 games, very short sample size, but that's what we're talking about.
Right. That's what we have.
We've ever seen a starter have. I'm like,
yeah.
It's bad. So he got benched. Misplayed a ball on left, which led to the first run. Maybe he could have played it better. I don't know. He's supposed to be like lights out.
Won the Gold Glove.
Won the Gold Glove. Pressing. Worried about tomorrow. Worried about the reaction from the crowd he's going to get tomorrow at the stadium on a rowdy Friday night crowd of young drunks. Because it's going to be loud. And it's going to be full of booze, and people will say, how you boo your own player? It's like, shut up. I hate having this conversation over and over again. Jake thinks they'll give him 1 at-bat. I don't. I think he's going to get booed upon walking into the stadium. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This is the worst start to a season we've seen in, our last 6-year history.
Right.
So my whole thing on Gallo, and I I said this in his PPP. I said it all offseason, is players like him do this. Not this bad usually, but they dig such big holes that if the Yankees win 10 of their next 12 games and all the offense starts hitting and Gallo hits as well, but everyone's hitting, so he wasn't a difference maker. Well, it doesn't make up for this. That's what non-consistent players and 3 true outcome, where the outcomes come in the home runs come in bunches. It's almost like you have to have really meaningful home runs to get out of this hole, because there's going to be another hole like this. Not this bad, but that's who he is.
Right. Or carry a team for a little bit, which we don't think this Yankees offense will need, but maybe it happens. Yeah, and Jim, the only reason I don't think he's going to get booed is first at bat, because it's not a lack of effort. I mean, think about what Yankee fans like. They like when you care. They like when you try hard, and Joey is doing that, and you're seeing the images of on the bench, just in a bad way. So I think the Yankees crowd is going to have his back tomorrow. If you're going to the game, I think you should the first at bat. And then see what happens from there. But yeah, man, he's in a bad way right now. He gets the broken bat hit to end the series, which you hope is some sort of symbolic BS. But no, I mean you just see it right now, and it stinks. It stinks for him. And yeah, we're starting to get to the point where we're 13 games in. End of April, we'll be at what, like +9 or so. Math guy will be at 21 games. Yeah, I mean, it's still a tight sample size, but at a certain point, depending how the next little bit goes for Joey, decisions have to be made. Like if we get 30, 35 games into this, and things only get incrementally better, this team has goals. And like Joey Gallo, at a certain point, he's supposed to be a free agent next year. Like each side could be looking at each other come middle of May, late May, saying like, hey, maybe the marriage isn't working out. But I don't know. I mean, like, I was pretty tough on IKF, and he's making me eat some burgers. There's a lot of baseball to still be played, and hopefully Joey can make it feel different.
But IKF, see, like, he can help when he's hot in so many ways, so it's different.
Right.
Like, he bunted, he steals, he's got 2 multi-hit games.
Right.
Gallo doesn't have that.
We haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it.
We haven't seen it.
But even on his
Joey
Rangers,
Gallo could win us 2 games next series with home runs. We haven't seen that.
Hard for every home run to be meaningful.
It's true. I mean, it's very true. But like, if there's a guy that could do that, it would be Joey Gallo.
He's supposed to be great defense, which we haven't seen, and the good base running when he's on base, which in theory he is a lot, even when he's cold because he walks. But we haven't seen that yet.
And I mean, if you're a pitcher right now, like, you wouldn't walk him. Like, you almost can't. So, yeah, I mean, it feels awful. He's got his 5th hit of the season today.
Yeah.
No extra base hits. It's tough.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
I don't care. In his career, he hasn't been a high leverage, hits homers when they matter guy.
Okay.
Like, his numbers.
You're going high leverage stats?
I don't really love higher leverage stats, right, but I've been pouring through some of them and stuff like that, and it's like Swisher.
I think we'd kill for Swisher right now.
Oh, yeah, because Swisher did more than Homer. But if Swisher did Homer, it was on 2-0 pitch or 3-1 pitch to a not an all-star pitcher.
Yeah. There's a lot of players that get fat that way in baseball.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But usually you get some meaningful ones too. I don't know.
We'll see. I mean, there's nothing to defend right now, you know?
At the same time, maybe a lot of those non-high leverage homers, it's still extending leads from 2 to 4.
But he can't do that.
At least you're hitting homers. He's not. Yeah, right now we're just fantasizing about
how many people have we yelled at for calling Stanton to
Yeah, that used to be
calling those garbage
A-Rod
time
back in the
homers.
day, but
Yeah, but Stan hits 280.
I agree. I'm just
right.
saying,
But
But you can't
for
compare
the
him.
same reason you're
I'm
saying
not.
you don't
Yeah.
normally like just high leverage.
Joey's got to hit some home runs
He
so we
needs
could
to.
talk about
He's
whenever
doing
he's
something.
hitting them.
Yeah.
Right now he's not hitting any, so I can't. There's nothing there.
No, he's not even getting.
Talking about ghosts.
Ghosts.
Goats?
Regular old awards?
I think it's regular.
Regular old awards.
Regular old awards. Regular old awards.
You're up, dog.
Okay. I'm up. You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm giving out the put the emotion aside award.
Okay. Interested.
Put the emotion aside.
Garrett.
Oh, no. Who? That's bring the emotion for me. I like it. You see, I get this creepy smile on my face, the hole that Garrett's dug himself into, because, boy, he better dig himself out. Otherwise, it's going to be a long couple days, weeks, months for Garrett. I'm excited for that challenge for him. That's how I'll phrase it. He has dug himself a nice little hole. It's not going to him. It's going to IKF.
Okay.
Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. I thought he was going to be the other pride. I see the Sevy argument, and I think it ties into the heartstring stuff. But that's why he's saying, put those emotions aside. Give me that pride, baby. I want it.
Sevi, I like long term for the season is like a game changer for me. I still think the kids are coming up for
I think there's a
Kiner.
good chance of that. But IKF, he had a quarter of the Yankees' hits this series. 5 out of 21. 455, 500. No other Yankee hit above 300. Rizzo was at 3. The team as a whole hit 208. The defense was solid. If there's a ground ball to short, I feel pretty good about it. The meter's solid there. And, hey, we're finding out who he is as a ball player. I'm interested to see how it develops. Like you just said, I think at some point, just because of depth and 40-man stuff, we're going to see the kids. And I still think the Yankees front office wants the kids to beat out IKF. But, hey, if IKF can bust out this kind of series once every 2-3 series, then hell yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. And maybe at the end of the day, I look like an arsehole for saying he would be the perfect bench guy. Maybe I look like a genius for saying that, if that's the kind of ball player he is. But a great series from him. 2 stolen bases, him and Rizzo. I got both the speed guys. A great series from IKF.
Really good. And defensively looked better. They asked him in the post game after yesterday, like, do you feel more comfortable? And he was very admitted to, like, yes. Like, I had to remind myself who I was and that I wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And I was nervous. So excited for him to come back to the stadium. I think he should get a big applause. And then hopefully it's not as daunting or scary and he can do it at the stadium as well. Like, I think he should get if he gets like a first at bat, like puts one down the line.
He
like
needs a hit in that first game.
Hit in the first game, and if it's first at bat and then he gets like an eruption or like real good energy, I think he can carry that. But great series from Kiner-Falefa, and they don't move him up because we just saw that he didn't like the pressure. I saw some people in our live chat saying like move him up. It's like no. He is self-admitted he put too much pressure on him in the first like couple series. So let's leave him down there and let him do the thing from the bottom of the lineup.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
When he's going well, that's a valuable thing at the bottom of the lineup. I still kind of am not interested in that.
IKF and the catchers, they've been flipping it decently since that start to the season. So like, hey, if Judgy, Stanton were a little more locked in, Hicksy kind of cooled off this series. That would be very impactful. So Good for you, dude. And as we learn players' personalities, like, we hear some steam and some smoke, and I've always wanted to be a Yankee. What was the best physical I've ever gotten? That was a step too far.
There was another one after that.
If not three steps too far.
There was another one after that was funny too.
I do believe IKF said like he idolized Jeter and stuff. Like I kind of think he did. And that's like imagine him actually taking over the shortstop job at Yankee Stadium. Like I bet he was feeling it. So good for him, man. We'll find out more about him, but great series.
Great series from him. I'm giving out the Isaiah Berlin Award. Sorry, Sir Isaiah Berlin.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's my bad.
I was going to say Sib.
Sir Isaiah Berlin.
Well-known
Russian, British social and political
social
theorist.
and political theorist.
Yes. Hey, I mean.
And he had his theory, if I'm remembering right, his social political theories were, if we eat, we all eat.
Yeah,
I haven't read.
I'm not
it
basing
in a while.
that. No, you're all over it, but I'm not basing off of that theory. Basing off a quote of his.
Okay.
To understand is to perceive patterns.
Are you going, Garrett?
No.
Okay. Who are you going with?
Donaldson or the
okay.
Yankees.
Ah.
Because I think I stumbled into more stuff. I was kind
Really?
of going Rain Man mode today. And it's very clear now, after 13 games. This doesn't happen by mistake, Jake. Josh Donaldson hasn't played 2 days in the field in a row.
Right.
That's a pattern.
Sure is.
He goes third base, DH, third base, bench,
Yep.
third base,
Okay.
DH, third base, DH, third base, off day, third base. Sorry, the off day's there.
Off days there, sorry.
Oh, he did do 2 in a row. Okay, but only once.
Okay.
2 in a row once. And then third base, and then DH, and then bench.
Okay.
So he's done it once. And I wasn't picking up on this.
Right.
So I tweeted this. This means 3 things. He's banged up a little, nursing something. They're doing load management with him, like we saw them do with others, but they're just really choosing like him because he's had lower body injuries and has been hurt a lot recently and hasn't had the full Cressy treatment. He's a hero and a god.
Oldest Yankee.
Third, they have 10 players.
Right.
They have 10 players to fill 9 positions, and they literally mapped out the first 2 weeks, like, to not fit the mold of the season or the pitchers they're facing or whatever, because that doesn't happen. Like, that's a rule they have. What was the rule they had with Stanton last year?
He would, if he played right field, I think he sat the next day.
No, he could not. He didn't start 5 days in a row for the first, like,
That was
6
one.
months.
Yeah.
For the first half of the season last year, they slipped up. They said it in a press conference once, and we were like, what? Boone was like, oh, yeah, well, he's not. He just did 5 in a row, so he'll get a break.
Yeah.
Like, what? You have these scripts we don't know about? Like, they have their algorithms?
Yeah.
So I was trying to go deeper into some other stuff. So, like, Stanton, DH, right field, DH, right field. And I was like, has Stanton never played the field 2 days in a row? Bench,
You nuts?
right field. Then he did it once. So far, everyone's been allowed to do it once out of the guys that they
Once in a
load,
2-week
manage.
cycle.
They are so pre-calculated. They are not building some aspects of these lineups are not being built by feel. I know that's
you
obvious,
know that.
but I didn't know there's like strict rules. I always get like, what? Obviously, they and they are doing some things by feel, like moving Hicks to the leadoff spot. That's by feel. So Donaldson gets this award. because I don't know what's going on. Like, I had so many brainwashed Yankee fans in my replies being like, well, he's old. I'm like, what does that mean? He can play the field 2 days in a row.
I think you know the answer. I think you just don't like the answer.
I think he's banged up.
I think they mapped out the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, but
For
other
him-
guys are playing. Other guys.
Him
Like
and
Rizzo's old.
Stanton.
Yeah.
They were mapped out. And didn't Rizzo DH a day? And you were looking at Rizzo's old game logs. Like, I think they had a Rizzo DH day mapped out early this season.
One Rizzo, one Glaber.
They're, what's the word? They're planners, or they're, the word TL said, scripted. They're a
scripted.
script.
Yeah, I know. But
And Donaldson's the oldest on the team. He's the oldest Yankee. And like you said, he's got an injury history. So they script out his start. He's our best third baseman. DJ made incredible plays at third base. Josh Donaldson's a better third baseman than DJ. Austin Meadows, the incredible play DJ made was on Austin Meadows. Austin Meadows, a 33 speed percentile.
I just think it's interesting. I think that when we do guess the lineup, we might be able to find more of these. Judge has never played center field in back-to-back days.
Right.
Stanton never plays right field in back-to-back days. Donaldson never plays third base in back-to-back days.
I guess I'm a little surprised you're surprised.
Yeah, we don't do this. You've never said this on guess the lineup. You've never said, well, Donaldson played third
I
yesterday.
don't know, but I know the Yankees think they have a plan.
Obviously, I feel like we de-patterned it.
And I said a lot in spring training that pretty much every day Giancarlo plays the outfield, Donaldson will be the DH. Like they will be targeting DH days for him.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts,
He
man.
had 30 DH days last year, or whatever it was.
Down the stretch last year, it was like 35 of the last 55 games or something. He's the DH for the Twins.
I guess that's
He had
my...
a more active
DJ
inning
has
there,
only played
but-
the same position 2 times in a row once. I think it's all by design.
I guess
DJ,
that's
it's more
where
about the other people. But yeah.
the way your brain works, you care about the pattern. I don't care about the pattern. I just know the Yankees have what they think works.
I'm fascinated by the pattern.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by
Yeah.
it and disappointed in it.
I'm not fascinated. I'm the latter. Baseball's a game of feel.
Well, we always
has
say they're hunting rest. They're not. They've planned out rest for the month of April.
I have that as the same sentiment, no?
No, hunting rest is going around the clubhouse being like, who needs a day? We can get someone a day.
No. I have hunting rest as mapping out
Now,
rest.
do you think the players know this? I think they have no
I don't
idea.
think they know.
I don't think the players have any idea that
The front office knows.
there's literally like a blueprint. Like when you work at a call center, like if the caller says this, say this. Like that's how the lineup's being made. Has he played third yesterday? Well, he's not playing today.
Yeah, it's a flow chart.
I think at least
Did Judge play center field yesterday? Then your options are this and this.
Yeah.
It's DH or sit. Did Stanton play right
Yeah.
field yesterday? Your options are DH or sit. Did Donaldson? The Yankees did a spring training 2.0. Their pitchers came in built up to 65 pitches. Like, they don't view the start of the season as a real start to the season.
Honestly, that's what it is.
Their goal is to get
That's
through.
how you do spring training. That's how you do spring training. You map out so everyone gets equal stuff and all that. And
So they probably had a plan. I think they had a plan up until this Detroit series. I think they now have a secondary plan that gets them through April. And then I think they're willing to look at some of the data and say, what do we need to do? But yeah, they are scripted. They believe in that. We've heard that from other teams.
I think this will wear off.
I do too.
This exact
That's what I was.
pattern, yeah.
I think the pattern will change, but this is extended spring training.
It's extended spring training. That's what they did.
I mean, they just got more COVID shots.
2 guys. Now they're good. What?
I don't think we know the number for sure, but whoever was left, we assume 2.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know where I heard it.
New guys on the team.
Well, from spring training, it was.
Judge hasn't had a DH day, right? He had like the one day off in Baltimore, but
No, he doesn't have a DH day.
surprising.
He has the 1 day off.
It's surprising.
Well, it's been Stanton and Donaldson. Glaber DH'd
Glaber
once,
had one, Rizzo had one.
and Rizzo had one. Why did Rizzo have one?
forget the exact day, but
That feels off script if we're looking at patterns.
I think it's part of their script because Rizzo's one of the older ball players they just signed for 3 years. Get him off his feet for a day.
So they're going up against who do they play next? The Guardians.
Guardians.
Good
Cleveland,
pitching.
in the stadium. They just swept the White Sox.
Nice. All right. Do you have another award?
I do. Creativity be damned. Well, I guess it's still half creative, but I'm giving out the Lab Award.
Seems like you're going to give it to horse legs, Clay Holmes.
I sure am. Clay Holmes and the Yankees. There's things that fit.
Okay.
Clay Holmes and Matt Blake and the Yankees are 2 puzzle pieces that fit perfectly. We've talked about the sinker and Matt Blake's sinkers and Johnny Laza, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Clay Holmes, in his time with the Yankees, is now 32 games, 35 innings, 42 strikeouts. He has a 1.54 ERA. We've told you before, reliever ERA doesn't normally matter unless it's like really good, and there's usually a good chance it matters. His ERA with the Pittsburgh Pirates was 5.57. Those are different globes. Those are different stratospheres. I don't know what was going on. There have now been a laundry list of pitchers that have left Pittsburgh and gone on to find a lot more success.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they were teaching pitchers in Pittsburgh, I feel so bad.
I just don't think they were.
Clay Holmes, we heard from Tyone that he is a data rat. Any sort of data he can get on his pitches, he wants to absorb. Matt Blake and the Yankees have so much data they want you to absorb. Again, I'm going to check into the thigh thing more. I think Clay got a little more powerful, which also ties into data information. If I get stronger, I throw harder, pitches better.
So theory, the Pirates did just like, they just hired the Rays old pitching person. They're like, we got to change something.
We got to do something.
You got to do something.
Clay Holmes looks like a pitcher made out of a pitching factory right now. The slider looked good. Like that, I guess that's the thing that comes in sometimes, because we've talked about like he could only throw his fastball and still be really good.
But now he's throwing everything, and you like that?
Like it's almost like he just doesn't need it, but he has it. Baseball savant, a lot of red circles, which means good. And yeah, his average, I guess, so some early eye test, and maybe I can ask JMO about his thighs.
Something you could do.
Well, in 2019, they don't have his 2020 stats. That's weird. 2019, his average fastball was 94. 2021, 96 so far. So there's a little jumperoo.
Thighs?
Could be the thighs.
What of it?
Could it be the thighs? What of it?
Okay, smart.
And you like him.
I like Clay, man. Bullpen, I'm scared. Worried for the bullpen. Offense has to get some runs, and I don't know if that's going to happen. So,
yeah,
they're on pace for like no homers at all.
it's pretty nuts. It's nuts to look back at this series and say the Yankees out-homered the Tigers. Rizzo won, Tigers none. What's going on, baseball? Let's get some of the balls.
Mm-hmm. I'm giving out the Horse Blinders Award.
Hello.
Mm-hmm. Which some people will refer to them as blinkers.
Prestigious award by you.
Mm-hmm.
Horse blinders. And so
Yep.
a horse traditionally wears those, Jim,
Yeah.
to stay focused on the race ahead of them.
Yep.
Am I correct?
Yeah.
Educated guess. Like, I've never looked it up, but
Yeah. Maybe you don't want to see the horse coming up on you. Don't even worry about it. Just go forward.
Tim Locastro.
Wrong.
Wrong.
So
wrong.
wrong, but kind of right. No, it's wrong. He's not getting it.
Okay. But you like him.
I like Tilo.
Yeah.
I like Tilo. Blah, 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 da, da. So you don't know then.
No, my guess was Tim Locastro, and it was wrong.
BBD, do you have a guess for the horse blinders award, aka blinkers?
Aaron Hicks.
Yes.
Nice.
Go blind. Hicks. Hey, Blue, there any runners on base?
Yeah.
No. Start of the game, man.
Yeah.
There's no outs. There's no runners on base. That should be his mindset all the time. Because Hicks, man, you're really hitting bad. You're playing good ball. 303 batting average. 415 on base. But my guy Hicksy, what we need right now is for the guys who are hitting. Now, I'll take you back to the DJ stat from game 1. Yanks were 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position. DJ's hitting the ball. 8-game hit streak. He comes up, runners in scoring position. Now the Yankees are 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Hicks, we need you. It's like I said about Gallo. If you get hot, make it count. Hicks, we need your stats to count because you're one of the guys hitting right now. I'm not really mad at you because nobody's hitting with scoring position.
Yeah.
But it'd be nice if all those good stats
Continued.
led to some RBIs. You know?
I hear you.
Because you know how many RBIs he has?
How many RBIs? So was it 3?
3.
I saw.
Jake saw.
I'll admit, because sometimes I pull some of those out of my butt. That one I saw.
you saw
and
that.
I stole it.
You saw it. You still got it right. It was an open book test.
Nice.
But, let's go blind up there. No runners on.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of mixed feelings. Because the first game of this series, he had another good game, leadoff spot, guess the lineup day, you crushed it, and then he goes back to back 0 for 4s.
I crushed it?
Yeah, and guess the lineup,
I got it right?
more or less.
Oh.
That's kind of guess the lineup. And then it's just one of those things that's like, okay, how early in the season in it? Hicks went from 303 to 270. And, dude, it's just this weird thing around baseball right now that we talked. His OPS goes down to 729 today, which is the 56th best, which, okay, that's a weird number, Jake. But it's still like OPS plus, it's like still really good. Judge's 736 OPS coming in today was a 120 OPS plus. Like the average hitter across Major League Baseball is not doing the good. And Hicksy had the sac fly that I complimented him on some sort of situational hitting there. So maybe that can be a step in the right direction.
I hope so.
I hope so.
20 games, okay?
Yeah.
Including this year, last year and this year. 20 games, getaway day game, on the road.
20 games, getaway day game on the road.
Yep. Like today. And
Like
like
today.
Baltimore.
A great example.
And like Baltimore.
Yep.
What's the Yankees record? 20 games, getaway day, on the road. A classic punt game for
An ideal punt game
the
for
front
a team.
office
Literally a getaway day.
right now.
I would go like 5-15.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 14. Close.
This is my alternate guess.
Yeah.
That's bad.
That's bad.
That's a chunk of games.
No, that's a lot of games.
Like, I think if we told that to the analytics team and we're like, hey, there is a way to identify 20 games a year that you could get a lot better in.
Yeah.
Bang. And they're listening.
Some of them are.
Dude, is that how we could get a job in a front office if we were just like, hey,
dude, that's what you do.
I've got a way to flip 10 games this year.
Yeah, honestly, hired. All right, so 35 games, home and away, last game of the series.
25, last game of the series.
35.
35, oh my God.
35 games.
Does this include those 20?
Yeah. Include, but last week I just did Sunday. Now I've included the weekdays.
Right.
Some Thursdays, one Monday, some Wednesdays. So it's 35 games so far, last year and 2 this year. How many have they won in 9 innings? Did not have to go extras.
Okay.
I have all the numbers.
That caveat.
Well, they do all their extra inning games are these games because they have to empty the bench.
Right. Which, by the way, we could get the job that way, too. Like, you're losing pitching innings. You're risking guys getting hurt.
Yeah.
35 games. I'll go dramatic. Regulation, too. 13.
Have one?
1.
In 9 innings?
I guess so.
10.
Okay.
14 wins. 4 win extras. 10. They're 14 and 21 in day game getaway days, punt days.
It's not great, Bob.
Hey, Yanks, you know those games where you kind of set the tone and it doesn't matter? You're losing a lot of those games. And if you do win, it's 40% chance it took you extra innings to do so.
That pace is a 100-loss team over a full year.
And when I said 40%, I meant 28.
Analytics, people. Analytics. Whoa. Jim, I never do this, but I'm going to bring a new segment to Talkin' Yanks. Brought to us by the Warehouse Games. Actually, the Bacon, Egg, and High Cheeses are facing off versus the Jolly Josos right now. You guys should check that out after. New segment. Oops. Dude, Clarke Schmidt.
I got another guy I want to talk about, too.
We haven't talked.
Might do it on the Yes app.
So first, okay. And go check out the Yes app. Is that up yet?
Yeah,
it's live.
Yeah, we did a whole segment on Mike King.
We did a Mike King segment on the Yes app that was really good. Clarke Schmidt, man, where are we without his 3.1? Shuddy coming in to save Garrett. Like, talk about tone setting in the series and that stuff.
I don't know. As a teammate, kind of makes Garrett look bad.
Oh, so you think he's bad guy?
I think maybe, you slip some, you look at your hand, wipe it on your pants, you go, me too, Garrett. I can't throw out here either. But to just show him up and be like, not a problem for me. I'll go 3.1. Fine.
Is Clarke Schmidt ruining the team's morale?
It's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Okay.
Like, to make your ace just look like a chump. Rude.
Who's the other guy you want to talk about?
TJ. He's got an 8-game hit streak. He's
Yeah.
fucking back. We'll do it post-game.
Okay.
Maybe we won't.
Maybe we won't.
Maybe we won't.
Maybe we will. Probably won't. It's a Tuesday thing. But we should probably do it now then.
DJ's awesome.
Yeah.
He's back.
You want him lead off, or you want to still give Hicks another?
No, because he can't do it with the runner scoring position, and DJ can. No, I like their 1 through 5 right now. I wouldn't change it.
Okay.
There's going to be a point where we do.
I think I want DJ to lead off. I think that would set the tone for the whole lineup. DJ, Rizzo, Judge.
I just think DJ's going good and Hicks is going good right now, and I would not flip him. You found something. Like, sure, come May, 2 weeks from now, you might be like, all right, time to flip these guys.
Yeah, I guess my
or you do a lefty Hicks lead off, righty DJ lead off, like as the next step. But those guys are hitting. I
guess my concern would be if Hicks has a hitless game tomorrow, he's suddenly not hitting. Then he'd be 0 for 12. And I don't
pitches getting the walls.
And I think if you hit DJ leadoff tomorrow and you slid Hicks back down, you just be like, hey, dude, like we still like you up there sometimes. You and DJ are gonna bounce a little bit, and then the last time the Yankees offense looked really good, DJ LeMahieu was at the top of the lineup being the man. So I guess I want to feel that again.
Okay. He's back.
He's back.
And he's going to, the non-juice balls, he's going to be all right because he doesn't hit the ball in the air.
Instead of going over the outfielders, he's in front of the outfielders.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, that's the episode. Thank you guys very much for tuning in and hanging out with us. Love you as always. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams. Well, that didn't happen.
Go Yankees.
Let's go Yankees! Let's go Yankees! Let's go Yankees! Let's go Yankees!
Not a lot of Judge.
Not much.